Hello people and welcome to the brief episode 2 from I don't know where I am, somewhere in Canada, Saskatoon, Manitoba. I'm tired. A little bit of smoke from the fires, but we're gonna dive straight in because there's some EV news today and some young people news from Reddit. We're gonna start with Pepsi and Frito-Lay, but Pepsi mainly says that they saved close to $1 million in fuel savings across a year because they have electric trucks in California, in their big base in California. And with the help of a third-party company, now they have like bigger chargers, and they say that their trucks from 0 to 80% is between 40 and 60 minutes. I don't know how much a charge lasts, 1, 2, 3, 5 hours, X amount of kilometers, but that's what they say. And with this upgrade in technology and like faster charging, they can go from 30 EV trucks to 50 EV trucks in California, which is like good because the weather is good there, so there's some sort of sense for that. What I'm wondering is, isn't California bad with electricity and they have brownouts and stuff like that, and especially the summer where the demand is higher? So again, I am content that at some point city driving, local driving, shunters could be electrical. Makes some sort of sense if hydrogen technology doesn't really ramp up. Sure, there's a place for electric in my mind, but putting such powerful chargers, and I presume more companies will want this fuel saving, this $1 million fuel saving, and especially in as we will see in another news later. Isn't that gonna be put a lot more strain on the electric grid in California, which as far as I saw, it's already bad? But who knows? And yeah, congrats for Pepsi for saving $1 million, as they said. One big news that I am curious, because I want to see some buses from this combo. So Daimler Truck, which has the Mitsubishi, and Toyota, who has Hino trucks, they kind of they're doing a project together for like heavy equipment and buses. So I don't know, maybe Hino engines and the chassis and stuff like that from Mitsubishi. I do not know, but I want to see the buses. I think that combo for buses is great, because at the moment, like coaches and buses, at least in Europe, it's Mercedes and Iveco. They have like MAN maybe have a little bit, but as far as I remember, Mercedes are like the top OG buses, coaches, long distance. But like here in Canada, I have seen a lot of the smaller companies that have local deliveries, and also the builders. They don't have the pickup trucks anymore, like the Ford with the big bed in the back. They have Hino trucks, smaller trucks, medium trucks. At least that's what I've seen in my area, Surrey, Vancouver, Richmond. A lot of Hino I saw. So I'm curious. In one way, I don't like it, because merging, you kind of lose the. It's like how VW owns, I don't know, half the brand of the Audi, Lambo, Volkswagen, Skoda, Seat. They own everything and they share parts. So you lose personality of the car, or like the brand, the personality of the brand. Like Lambo is just a more expensive Audi. Like it or not, that's the truth. You have the Audi branded engine parts and other parts in the Lambo. I'm not saying it's not good or better. I'm saying that's what it is. But in heavy haul maybe, and buses maybe, personality is not that important. So a combo like this, a partnership like this, or whatever they call it, will be beneficial, like maybe cheaper trucks or cheaper buses, whatever they decide. Anyway, I'm like really curious to see what they come up with. Another EV related story that I saw today is that IKEA, DHL, CH Robinson and other companies want to test long haul heavy duty EV trucks. And when they say long haul, they're like 800 miles plus. They want to test from on I-10 from LA to El Paso, Texas. So I don't know, that's 800, 700, I don't know. It's 1200 kilometers or 1300 kilometers, something like that. So that's a big stretch. I don't think they're gonna do it in one go. Maybe they will. And also I-10 is like, how often does that see snow? Rarely, if at all. So again, it's a good medium for EV trucks. It's hot, it's gonna be okay. I do not believe for long haul EV is the answer. For me, hydrogen is the answer. I think CAT a few months ago in Europe were approved for hydrogen engines, and now they're saying hydrogen and then they still have electric power, like hydrogen fuel cell, and then they still send to a battery, and that is the power. No, it's hydrogen as the fuel, as the combustible fuel in the engine. I need to look that news up. So I think that's a far better solution for like ships, trucks and other heavy haul equipment, bulldozers, like whatever, excavators, stuff like that. I don't know how fast the technology will go from hydrogen. In my mind, from what I see from Toyota and other people, that's more feasible than battery. For local, EV should be working fine. But it's interesting that these all three, IKEA, DHL and CH Robinson, they decided to work together to test these long haul batteries. So we'll see what comes up from that. Hopefully they do some proper testing. They're not like greedy corporate people. And yeah, final thing, Reddit post that I saw interesting today from the user No Sukotas 1777. I am 19 years old and I want to be a trucker. Skip that. My initial answer will be, man, no, enjoy your like youth, your 20s. Don't start being a trucker, because even though you maybe the guy likes driving and he likes trucking like myself, and he really wants to do this job, but it's too early to enter into the industry because it's gonna be harder to get out. That's one. But again, it's his life, his choice. But also I saw in the comments that because he's 19, he's not allowed to drive interstate, so it has to be inside his own state. So that's gonna be more difficult to find a decent enough job for a beginner. And I think my advice is like, okay, follow your passion. If this is really your passion, nobody's gonna stop you or like try or whatever. But also maybe have a backup plan, do some other job or do some other studies. Maybe in 5-10 years you don't like it, you're gonna be, I don't know, let's say 27. You still have a very good chance to change careers if you do something now rather than do it later. So I think a lot of people were like saying this, and a lot of people of course say, okay, trucking industry now is not what it used to be, it's shit. And right underneath his post there was like I forgot the company, but a naked guy dropping a bottle of piss on the ground, which is like, what the fuck. The company got notified and they released a statement. I forgot what the company name, but the industry is going like down real fast in terms of like decent human beings. We're not gonna speak about the driving aspect, let alone that, but the decent human beings acting with moral values and being nice to each other or helping each other is like, percentage is so low, at least from my anecdotal experience. So he got plenty of advice, but one thing, he should do this in the future. Ask people. He asked Reddit, and now he has a bunch of content that he can read through and see what's good, what's not, and what he likes and what he doesn't like about this topic of being a trucker. Anyway, I will be done soon for today. I'll start later in the night. I have a 3:30 appointment tomorrow in Calgary, 3:30 p.m. I have a 6 p.m. So 3:30 is for delivery, the potatoes. 6 p.m. is the loading for the Coke, a cola. And I'm heading back to Winnipeg, where finally I'm hoping gonna pick one of my company's trailers and either head home empty or find something on Friday to deliver somewhere. So kind of this is the brief for today, Tuesday 10th of June 2025. See you tomorrow.